What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Cars 3 video. This one on the topic of the second Cars 3 teaser trailer that was released on January 5th, 2017. A lot of people actually requested me to do this video, so it's definitely something that I want to do, and here we are. So I personally don't believe it's a teaser trailer, and technically it's not. It's simply all the character showcases that Entertainment Weekly posted strung together. That's really all it is, but everyone else is calling it a trailer, so that's what I'm going to do as well. Anyway, let's dive right into the review, breakdown, and speculation of this trailer. So the first character we'll talk about is Jackson Storm, voiced by Armie Hammer. That was revealed through the Entertainment Weekly article. Just so you guys know, the link to it is in the description below. So the video shows parts of his body with electrical music in the background, kind of resembling a storm because obviously his last name is Storm. However, Jackson himself is not an electric car. And I'll either talk about that in this video or I'll go into it a little bit more in depth in a future video. So we see his carbon fiber spoiler and his sponsors, then his lights turn on, engine revs, and he drives off. So this is actually my favorite character showcase out of the three because the music was great, really fitting for Jackson Storm being villainous and antagonistic. And man, Jackson just looks amazing. He's definitely a good competitor for Lightning McQueen. His design is simply incredible, and I cannot wait to see it in action in the movie. And one little thing I wanted to mention is I actually discovered a new piston cut racer. So if you look at the side of Jackson Storm, one of his additional sponsors is Synergy with a capital G, and that same G logo is on the back of a car we saw in the teaser trailer, so we can assume that that is a Synergy racer. So pretty cool there. And now moving on to Cruz Ramirez, voiced by Cristela Alonso. Hopefully I pronounced that name correctly. Now this is our first animated look at Cruz Ramirez. We have some very fitting music for her as well. Very upbeat and positive compared to Jackson Storm's music, who is very down and villainous. We just get a look at her car model, and then it shows a little decal saying Rust-Eze Racing Center Team 95. So this most likely means that Cruz works for Rust-Eze in some way, and they probably will end up meeting at this racing center, and by they, I of course mean Lightning McQueen and Cruz Ramirez. The Entertainment Weekly article that had these videos also had a bunch of great information on the characters. Brian Fee, the director of Cars 3, officially stated that McQueen is 40 years old, and the link to that article is in the description below. But in regards to Cruz, Fee said that she's a huge fan of McQueen, so everything is starting to make more sense now as we get some pieces from Brian Fee's interview and these trailers now, so it's all kind of coming together. So her engine revs, and we see a great look at the front of her, and of course she drives off. Of course, now into everyone's favorite, Lightning McQueen. So we have some great classic music playing, and I feel like all of the music for each of the characters was just perfect. So great job Disney Pixar on that. And it just shows McQueen's new Cars 3 design, which isn't too different from the first movie, but I like how they showed his lightning bolt sticker on the hood, and the flames are cool as well. Then we see a direct look at his eyes, which was awesome. You can just see the absolute determination in his eyes, and as with the others, he drives off into the darkness. So that's the so-called teaser trailer 2 for Cars 3. I thought it was fantastic, but it just gives us a better look at the two new characters and Lightning McQueen. So not much to speculate on. When the sneak peek is released on January 9th, we'll probably have a lot more to speculate on, but for now, I did want to briefly show the statistic pictures that Entertainment Weekly revealed. I may do a separate video on these where I go a little bit more in depth, but I did want to show them in this video regardless. Now, since I don't know much about the specifics and parts of real-life cars, I can't interpret this information as well as maybe someone who loves working with real-life cars and maybe is a mechanic, but anyway, we see that Lightning McQueen's vehicle model year is 2006, of course the year that Cars 1 came out, which kinda confuses me because Brian Fee said that he's 40 years old. Now, I don't really want to start discussing all that stuff because it's a really deep topic and we don't have any definite answers to it because, it goes into parents and kids with cars and how they're made with factories and everything, manufacturing. So it's a super deep topic and I really don't know how it exactly works and nobody does. Maybe even the creators of cars don't know. So for now, McQueen is 40 years old and he's a 2006 model car. Cool! And to give some other information, the thing that I found most interesting is the performance section. McQueen goes from 0 to 60 in 4 seconds and has the top speed of 198 miles per hour. If you look at Jackson Storm's statistic picture, he goes from 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds and has a top speed of 214 miles per hour. So he'll definitely be hard for McQueen to beat. But I'm sure McQueen will find a way. I'm sure that by the end of the movie, McQueen will win the final race. That's my prediction right there, and I really hope it comes true. Also, one thing that both Jackson and McQueen have in common is that they're both custom-built piston cup racers. Jackson is, of course, a 2017 one, and McQueen is, of course, a 2006 one, but they are both custom-built. Cruz Ramirez is also statistically faster than McQueen with a top speed of 210 miles per hour and 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. So she's just a little bit slower than Jackson, and she's a 2017 CRS Sports Coupe. So that's all for these statistic pictures. I did want to mention a couple things about the article Entertainment Weekly posted. So according to Brian Fee, who, like I said before, is the director of Cars 3, Jackson was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. So he definitely came from a rich family, and he may be spoiled in some ways as well. Fee also says that Jackson essentially believes he's entitled to the world. So Jackson definitely won't be a nice guy, but he might have some redemption toward the end of the movie though. We'll just have to wait and see. And now Fee basically says for Cruz that she's very positive and really wants to help McQueen in any way possible. Now the biggest thing that Fee says, in my opinion, is that, and I quote, "Where the franchise goes from here, I have no idea what may be down the road. But I can tell you that for Lightning McQueen as a character, I think by the end of the movie it's safe to say that this is only the beginning for him." Wow, that definitely leaves it open for a 4th film, maybe a 5th, and maybe an entire trilogy after the first that maybe focuses on Cruz Ramirez. So after Cars 3, we'll have our Lightning McQueen trilogy, and then after that, Cars 4, 5, and 6 could focus on Cruz Ramirez as the Dynaco racer that I talked about in a previous video. I'll probably do another video on that where we really go in depth with Cruz Ramirez. But anyway, I think it'd be really cool if McQueen appears in those movies, but he's just a mentor to her, like Doc Hudson was to him. So that will be awesome, and it's definitely possible because he literally says that this is only the beginning for McQueen. It might be toward the end of McQueen's career as a racer, but in life, it's toward the beginning, so that is awesome. I cannot wait to see if there will be a 4th film, so I'll probably do a video on the potential of a 4th film after Cars 3 comes out, because after the ending, after we see the ending of the movie, we'll know if it's possible for another film. But judging by that quote, it definitely, most definitely is possible. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. My Doc Hudson flashback video keeps getting pushed back because we have all this other great news, but I will eventually do it, so don't worry about that. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day, and bye now.